By the turn of the century, J.P. Morgan was already an old hand at creating artificial panics. Such affairs were well coordinated. Senator Robert Owen, a co-author of the Federal Reserve Act, who later deeply regretted his role, testified before a congressional committee that the bank he owned received from the National Bankers Association what came to be known as the Panic Circular of 1893. It stated, "You will at once retire 1/3 of your circulation and call in 1/2 of your loans." Historian Frederick Lewis Allen tells in Life magazine of April the 25th, 1949, of Morgan's role in spreading rumors about the insolvency of the Knickerbocker Bank and the Trust Company of America, which rumors triggered the 1907 panic. It sounds like Freddie Mae and Fannie Mac, or is it Fannie Mac and Freddie Mae? Anyway, let's go on. 1907 panic. In answer to the question, did Morgan precipitate the panic, Allen reports, Oakley Thorne, the president of that particular trust company, testified later before a congressional committee that his bank had been subjected to only moderate withdrawals, that he had not applied for help, and that it was the Morgan's SP sore point statement alone that had caused the run on his bank. From this testimony, plus the disciplinary measures taken by the clearinghouse against the Hines, Morse, and Thomas banks, plus other fragments of supposedly pertinent evidence, certain chroniclers have arrived at the ingenious conclusion that the Morgan interests took advantage of the unsettled conditions during the autumn of 1907 to precipitate the panic, guiding it shrewdly as it progressed so that it would kill off rival banks and consolidate the preeminence of the banks within the Morgan orbit. This is brilliant. I mean, you can take issue with bits and pieces here and there, but generally, it's good stuff. The panic which Morgan had created, he proceeded to end almost single-handedly. He had made his point. Frederick Allen explains, "The lesson of the panic of 1907 was clear. Though not for some 6 years, it was destined to be embodied in legislation. The United States gravely needed a central banking system." The man who was to play the most significant part in providing America with that central bank was Paul Warburg, who, along with his brother Felix, had immigrated to the United States from Germany in 1902. They left brother Max, later a major financier of the Russian Revolution, at home in Frankfurt to run the family bank, M.N. Warburg and Company. Paul Warburg married Nina Loeb, daughter of Solomon Loeb of Kuhn, Loeb and Company, America's most powerful international banking firm. Brother Felix married Frieda Schiff, daughter of Jacob Schiff. Now, isn't Al Gore married to a relative of one of the Schiffs? Anyway, daughter of Jacob Schiff, the ruling power behind Kuhn Loeb. Now, Stephen Birmingham writes in his authoritative Our Crowd, in the 18th century, the Schiffs and Rothschilds shared a double house in Frankfurt. Schiff reportedly bought his partnership in Kuhn Loeb with the Rothschild money. Both Paul and Felix Warburg became partners in Kuhn Loeb and Company. Excusez-moi, it's gross, but better out than in. In 1907, the year of the Morgan precipitated panic, Paul Warburg began spending almost all of his time writing and lecturing on the need for bank reform. Kuhn Loeb and Company was sufficiently public-spirited about the matter to keep him on salary at $500,000 a year. And that was back in 1907. Yeah. While for the next 6 years, he donated his time to the public good. Working with Warburg in promoting this banking reform was Nelson Aldrich, known as Morgan's floor broker in the Senate. This is where it gets all incestuous. Yeah? Aldrich's daughter, Abby, married John D. Rockefeller Jr. who then went on to become the New York governor.